People like to consider themselves normal. They don't like to be outliers in society. Now, if you watch my channel, you know I hate labels, right? We have survivalist, hoarders, doomsday prepper, tactical prepper, homesteader, bushcraft, etc., etc. And as I've said before, for many, the term prepper, right away they get a vision of an overweight man in his 50s, generally with a beard, holding an AR-15 over his shoulder, standing next to his bunker, right? That's what most people think of as a prepper. They don't think of a 67-year-old woman who considers herself a prepper, right? That's not what most people think of. They think of the doomsday prepper type. And because of this image, I think some people just turn off the idea of prepping. Number one, they don't want to be considered abnormal, nor do they want to be considered a doomsday prep. Many people have tried to categorize preppers. Normal Prepper, in one of his videos, said he considered survivalists the people who have the skills to survive, and preppers those that have the preps and skills to survive. Interesting distinction. You may notice that I use the term resilient citizens in a lot of my videos. You know, I always say, hey, resilient citizens, this is Prepper Potpourri right here making another, in this case, prepping video. If you're not a subscriber, please click on the subscribe button and click on the bell icon so you too can receive future videos. And if you like the video, give us a big thumbs up. Yep, I usually do that, and I call you all resilient citizens. I made a video about it once, but if you didn't see it, let me tell you why. Dr. Chris Ellis, and he is a U.S. Army Strategic Planning and Program Policy Fellow working with Cornell University. And he came up with an academic definition of what a resilient citizen is. It's someone who can handle at least a 31-day emergency in a self-reliance scenario. You know, and that's the same goal for my channel. I hope to encourage as many people as I can to be self-reliant for at least a month. So that's why I use the expression self-reliant citizen. Now, Dr. Ellis did a further division that I don't necessarily quite agree with. I think he was doing it more on what motivations a prepper has. He has a homesteader, you know, someone trying to live a sustainable lifestyle. The faithful, and these are people that are fueled by religious beliefs. Sentinel, and these are the world without law type people and the gun types, basically. Interdependent, survival of neighborhood, community, and the Noahs, your doomsday prepper type, right? They're preparing for the end of the world. Now, I don't necessarily see myself in any of those classifications, you know, just to pick one. I'm a bit of a homesteader, but that's only because I have my own chickens, my garden, you know, I do a lot of food preservation, but I live in a very large home and we are heated by gas. So I am not self-sustaining by any means. But then that interdependent one, well, it wouldn't be in my community where I live, but in one way, all of you, right? You're my YouTube community and I'm trying to encourage you all to prep. So I guess in one way I am a bit interdependent, but I don't really like these categories that much. Now, Canadian Prepper originally had 3 categories. It was the survivalists, preppers, and homesteaders. But then he changed his system based on basically the commitment to prepping and how much energy a person prepped. And he considered each prep energy, right? If you kind of think of a battery, so the more preps you have, the more energy you have, the longer you will last. He had the micro, which is the prepper who prepared for 72 hours, and they were often city-based. The meso, who prepared for a 3-month to 1-year disaster, not self-sufficient, mostly suburban. And the macro, homesteader, most born into it, They regenerate energy every year, and they're self-sufficient, and they're mostly rural. I like this classification better. I definitely see myself in the middle category, the meso. I am living in suburbia. I do have preps that probably up to a year or longer, but I am not completely self-reliant. So that classification, I guess I do fit into. But how do I really classify myself? I classify myself as an everyday prepper. And what does that mean? I do the little things to prep too. I have long to-do lists, right? I make a packing list and check items off before I travel. If I use the last toilet paper roll, I always make sure to put a new one back on. I check my tires in my car before I take a long trip. I'm doing the everyday prepping type things, which makes life a little easier if the unexpected happens. So I'm not just prepping for an end of the world type of event. To me, it is a lifestyle. You know, I have repeatedly stated, I prep just in case. So I never have to say, if only I would have, right? So, I consider myself an everyday prepper. What do you consider yourself? Comment below. And as always, I read all the comments and appreciate all the feedback. Now, get back to prepping and always share the knowledge. Thanks.